We must never forget our history. From it we learn about the central forces which fashioned us into the kind of people we are today. It is to be hoped that this new school will serve as a constant reminder to those proud early days when brave men carved out of the wilderness that has become a fast-growing community. The Goodfellow family has made a significant contribution to the educational system of the Township of Innisfil for over 100 years.
Jean Warrington, daughter of Isabel Jack Goodfellow, who the school is named after. Jean and her husband Doug moved to Innisfil in 1999 from Scarborough, building a home on family property dating back to 1919. They have 3 children and 3 grandchildren. Jean is an active member of the Innisfil Historic Society and the Simcoe County Quilt Guild. Jean's extended family visit the cottage year-round. Summertime is the most active as she and her family enjoy swimming, fishing, bonfires, walking, and biking.
This is Goodfellow School. My mother was a Goodfellow. She was born in Innisfil in 1888. But I want to go back 300 years. The Goodfellows came to Canada in 1759 and they settled in Bradford. They farmed there for 100 years. These 2 sons of Joseph Goodfellow decided that they would get some land further north, and they left home with a cow and 2 axes. They got to the Innisfil Beach Road and turned down towards the lake and went down to lot number 23. They both had bought 100 acres, one on the 8th line and the other one was back to back, and it was on the 9th line. The son, Wilfred Jack, purchased 100 acres at the corner of the 9th line and the 25 side road. And he owned it for some time, then he passed, and then my mother inherited it. And the Stu Fisher from the Simcoe County School Board approached my mother and asked her if she would sell some of the property for a school, because there wasn't a school in this area. And she said yes. And the school was, the land was sold and the school was built. Now,
so historically our family has had people on the trustees and the Board of Education ever since before this building even existed. Like schoolhouse number 2, we had people on the trustees on the Board of Education. We've always been involved in education.
That's right, yes. And the Goodfellows were involved in all these things. They were good members of the St. James United Church and the school board and even the telephone board.
So when Graham sold the land to the school board,
yes,
you and my dad talked about what should this school be called.
That's right.
And working on a name for it.
Working on a name, yes. Well, I felt the Goodfellow name should be kept because the Goodfellows had farmed here for 100 years and they were good citizens. And I said to my mom, let's call it Goodfellow. So she approached the board and they said, yes, we'll call it Goodfellow. And that is why how the school got its name. We now, my husband and I now live here in Innisfil. It's a great place to live. It's quiet and the people are quite good. And they look after their properties, and now that it's no longer forest, it's houses, which we didn't they just didn't exist 100 years ago.
Whenever we talk about the Indigenous land, we have to acknowledge the land that we're on. That the land before the first peoples was Indigenous people, so we have that land acknowledgement. And recognizing the land acknowledgement, it's not just saying it, it's understanding what it means to have that land acknowledgement, and that we need to take care of the land on top of that, right? We talk about the water and keeping it safe. We have schools at Simcoe County that have some of the purest water in the world, from ancient aquifers running through streams right by those schools. Water is very sacred. It's important to our people and keeping that land safe. I like that the family that was here before, that they're talking about the land and they're talking about keeping it safe. I'm doing a smudge with our sacred eagle feather. I have 2 of our indigenous medicines in here. I have our sage, I have our sweetgrass, because I want to make sure that when I'm talking today, I'm talking from my heart, from my day. Make sure that I'm doing things in a good way. So, miigwech.
We're extremely blessed for this land because we have so many things that we can tap into, especially for outdoor education. I've been connected to Goodfellow since 2005, where I had my placement, and under an amazing teacher, Jen Reed at the time, great mentor. And I had my first contract here too, I think about 2 years after that, and I've been here ever since.
I just love how everyone here is kind and they treat you with such respect. My biggest memory would be participating in all the school activities.
My mom was a teacher at Goodfellow for a while, and that's probably something I'll remember. There's a lot of forest, and I think it's good for people that have forest to explore, and it's good for you. My papa and lots of family members went here, and that my papa graduated the first class here. And also a lot of the sports teams that I was on. I appreciate that we have a lake near us and that we have a beautiful school around town.
Situated very close to Lake Simcoe, which lends us to have some walking trips if we'd like to take the kids down to Innisfil Beach Park, and great opportunities for outdoor education. Over the last few years, we've had a few mental health walks in which we can walk through the community and promote mental health that way. And we have an amazing space for tons of learning opportunities. We have a baseball diamond, this amazing forest, wonderful rocks to go sit at and find some time to reflect and appreciate the space that we have. Teaching the kids to appreciate it too and recognize where the roots are here at Goodfellow. I have seen so many amazing kids come in and out of this building, amazing teachers, amazing administration, and it's just a really fun place to work. We really act like it's family. It's a great space to live and learn and grow as individuals.